This is an epidemic in Destiny 2 that Bungie will soon have to answer to. We have Fireteam Finder leaders booting people that they don't like in the ultimate show of being ridiculously petty in Destiny 2. We have multiple clips here behind me. It only took me a few minutes of research to find these on Reddit, but there are many other clips. I didn't want to go through an exhaustive list of finding each and every one of them. I just wanted to show you exactly what's happening, and I wanted to get your opinion on this experience because more and more people are talking about this. Now, so what's happening is you're doing an activity like the raid here. You can see we've got the Nezrak raid going on, and just before you're about to collect the loot, the Fireteam Finder leader or the LFG leader, whoever it was, decides to boot you because they don't like you, or they're just being petty about something. Maybe you had a small squabble throughout the raid. Maybe you didn't put on the loadout that they liked, or did something, or wiped the encounter at some point, and they felt that you didn't deserve the loot. Now, obviously, them booting you is a bannable offense according to Bungie's terms of service. However, we've never actually seen anyone get banned for doing this. I've never heard of an actual story where this successfully banned anyone or anything like that. So at this point in time, it's kind of like a gray area. So obviously, if you got booted like this individual here, you'd have to, have the recording of you getting booted just before the loot dropped. And then on top of that, you would also have to have proof of who the Fireteam Finder leader was. And so you'd have to have video evidence of that. And that's also going to be very difficult to show because you'd have to either rewind the footage to who the Fireteam Finder leader was at the beginning, or you'd have to, find the footage throughout the entire VOD or something. It's going to be difficult to actually prove this and make it so that Bungie actually clicks the red button and bans someone for booting them just before the loot drops. And obviously people that do this are being extremely petty and probably do deserve a ban, but I don't think we're going to actually see that happen. Bungie's probably going to have to implement something more like some protocol so that way people can't just get booted. It doesn't make any sense to me how the Fireteam Finder leader has all the power to boot someone moments before the loot drops. Clearly there should be some sort of lock system set in place where after the activity starts for a period of time, you're locked in and you can't just be randomly booted. Obviously that would be more beneficial to players. There's various other systems that Bungie could implement to make sure that this doesn't happen. It could be tied to or targeted towards the bosses and the boss's health or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not here to develop Destiny 2 for Bungie. I'm just saying that this is a problem that's happened and many people have been talking about it on social media, and it's been very frustrating, especially because of the introduction of Fireteam Finder. So it wasn't as big of an issue before with LFGs. It did happen from time to time. Obviously you've heard of horror stories of it happening, but more and more with Fireteam Finder, people are grouping up together with completely random people out there in the world and feeling like being ridiculously petty and booting them. And so we're seeing more and more of these stories pop up. I want to bring you an update on this though. We'll see what happens with any of the individuals that booted them, if there actually is a ban. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications on, and I'll bring you that update. At the time it's going up right now, these Reddit posts were actually taken down because people in the comments are obviously going against Reddit's terms of service, which is witch hunting, and they're looking at the fire team, they're looking at the player's username, and they're trying to find out who was standing still, who did the booting and all of that. And in the process, this is obviously breaking Reddit's terms of service, which is witch hunting, which is also against Bungie's terms of service. So we're not here to do that in this video. We're not trying to witch hunt anyone. We're simply trying to bring a spotlight to this big issue, and hopefully Bungie will actually implement some better protocols so that way people stop getting booted before their loot drops, because this is obviously super frustrating, especially in a game like Destiny 2 where you invest 30 minutes or an hour, even multiple hours, trying to beat a particular encounter to get a particular loot drop, only to have all of that completely robbed from you because Blueberry Bob didn't like that you did machine gun DPS, and so he booted you just before the loot drop. So let me know your thoughts about that down in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more news in Destiny 2. Smash the like button for me. I'll see you in the next one. Later.